All right, so welcome back to Claim Your Throne Queen. And today is a very special day because I have my queen here from Miami, Luz Abreu. Welcome, my queen.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me in your space. Super grateful for the opportunity from a queen to another queen.
There you go. I love you, girl. I mean, listen, I wanted to get you here or go to Miami, but hey, here we are.
That's the magic of Zoom.
That is the magic of Zoom. So, Luz, for people that don't know you, we know you as the Queen of Miami. Tell us a little bit about when you started, your business and how you started that. Was it in Miami?
Yeah, my real estate business, I started in Miami. I going like all the way back. I moved from the Dominican Republic in 2006. I used to work for Verizon in Dominican Republic, and I was grateful enough to have my green card. And I was on that point of my life where I didn't know exactly what to do. So it was my annual performance report with my director of operation, and she said to me that my light have faded away from my eyes. I have always been very, very expressive. I cannot hide my emotions. Like what you see is what you get.
Exactly. It's true.
Yeah. So, that put me in a situation for me to give some thoughts on what was going on in my life. And then as I have the blessing to have something that so many people wanted, that was the green card, I said, like, you know what, let me just give it a try and go to United States and see what happens, learn the language, see what I can do.
Pero cuando tú estabas viajando porque ya tú tenías permiso o ya tú tenías residencia?
No, yo tenía todo. Yo tenía mi green card, mi seguro social, because my mom requested me. So I was a green card holder for maybe 7 years by the time I decided to come.
Wow. So para todas esas personas que siempre piensan que si la tienen, de una vez vienen y tú duraste 7 años viajando.
Sí, 7 años viajando, cada 6 meses, o sea, un parto. Pero bueno, I did it. Okay. And I was in that point like, okay, la entrego, me quedo con ella. So thanks God that I didn't give it away. So when I moved here, it was very challenging. I decided that I wanted to do whatever, but I didn't want it to be into real estate, because if I was looking for a shift in my life, moving from one country to another, it wouldn't make the shift. Like it had to be completely. So my cousin said to me, I see that you are very good with people. You should go into real estate. And I go like, nah, I don't like to sell. That's me at all. Like, no. And she goes like, no, you don't have to sell. Like, you have a very special personality. People here in the United States are very close. So, and I see that you are so open. Everywhere you go, you make friends so easy. So I think you're going to be great. And well, I listened to her and I went into real estate, and it was the best decision I have made in my life.
Oh my God, that is amazing. So did you do any other jobs before you did real estate, or you?
Oh, yes, of course. When I moved from DR, I went to Miami-Dade College to study English. And then in the afternoon, I was going to work a baby Gap in the Dayland Mall. And it is so funny because I wanted to work to be able to practice what I was learning in school. And I got so great at selling that at that store, they used to receive a lot of people from Latin America that they were looking for clothes for their kids. So they used to come to the store with a catalog full of the things that they wanted to buy. They will leave everything with me, and then they will leave to their meeting. And when they come back, around 5 or 6, everything was there, packed, everything ready just for them to pay.
So you were a sales associate for the Gap.
I was a sales associate for Gap, for Baby Gap at Dela Mall. Uh, and and I was feeling it because like when they were bringing me those catalogs, I was like, oh, I also like this outfit. I put it here just in case.
You were adding on. People that have done retail know that that's all about UPTs, the units per transaction.
And it was very funny because when those guys were coming back to Miami again, they were like, oh my God, my wife loved everything that you picked. Everything fit perfectly. So I soon became the #1 salesperson at that Baby Gap. During that process, I went to take my real estate classes. And then at that class, I met with one of my another student. Her husband used to run and have a real estate company. And then she told me one day, she invited me to her house to like explain something to her. And she said to me, I want you to be my husband's assistant. And I was like, seriously? And she goes like, yeah, do you want to go for an interview? Of course I want. So I went to the interview next day, and the guy was like, do you want to start now? And I was, yeah, of course. So while I was getting my real estate license, I was an assistant for this real estate broker, a mortgage broker. So then I couldn't, of course, keep working at Gap. And then I kept my job as an assistant. It helped me a lot because I learned this business from the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. So I learned everything related to mortgages. I learned the real estate business, as I said again, from the ground, from the documents, from reviewing, from leasing to agents, dealing with situations. So it was a very beautiful experience that brought me where I am today.
¿Y cuántos años tú duraste haciendo el trabajo de asistente?
Yo diría que the asistente was like maybe 2 years, because then the market, crashed. Then I was very ill and I was in a hospital for almost a year. And that was very, very painful and, challenging. It was like feeling that I was at some place and then like getting all the way back. And then when I was released from the hospital, he sent me a message with one of my friends. And he said, my friend said to me, Alfredo says that if you want your job back, you have it. So I was like, wow. So I went back to work for him. The market at that time was more like foreclosures, REOs, short sales. So then I learned the business of short sale. I learned to process short sales.
You overcame being in the hospital for so long.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let's take a moment. Because one of the reasons why I love you, Luz, is because I want to show people and I want to be able to inspire that woman that thinks that something is making her fall apart. Because we all have things, and sometimes we just don't know everybody's story. And everybody wants to be like Luz. But I want them to get to see what you've endured to get here.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Like, oh my God, this is gonna be very emotional. So then the market started picking up, and then I went and took my broker class. At the beginning, I have no intention of becoming a broker, but everything happened like so weird. A very good friend of mine who was my accountant by that time, he called me and he goes like, hey, Luz, can you come to the office? My wife and I want to talk to you. And then I was like, of course, they were my friends. So when I went to the office, the guy said like, we see so many people that they want to buy a house, and we feel that we are missing an opportunity here. And we want to open a real estate company, but with the only person that we will do that is with you.
Wait. So did you already have your broker's license?
I just got it. It was so weird. And he didn't even know, like I haven't been saying anything to him. And I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. I just passed my broker class.
So you passed the broker class, and of course, somebody wants you already.
So then I went and opened my, I partnered with my friend, and we opened this with brokers together. Then 6 months in, I heard about Tom Ferry. And like, oh my gosh, like, what is this guy? Like, what are these people? Like, how they make so much money? Like my mind, like, it was crazy. Like, I couldn't even understand. So I remember I went to Orlando to this training called Breakthrough by Design.
Oh my God. I also went, that was my first one as well. It was Breakthrough by Design.
So I remember that every day I was crying because I was like, what is this? Like, who are these people? Like, what is it that I'm doing? I know nothing. I was just in my little square, in my little bubble, like, from overcoming so many challenges. Yeah. And at that time, I felt that I was doing great until you go and see other people. And then you go like, hello, like, go back. Hormiguita, vaya para atrás.
Oh my God, Luz, I'm so happy that you said that, because you know what? Let's talk about this. So many times you go to these events, it's not only Tom Ferry's, it's anything that you go and you think you're doing awesome. And then you get into that room and then you have this feeling of, I'm not doing enough.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I'm not doing anything, right? And that's
yes. And I think, that is the beauty of those events, because it is easy to feel comfortable when things are going great for your definition of great.
Right.
When you are surrounded with others, like like-minded people that they are in another level, then you go like, wow, I need to get my ass on the line here.
That's right.
And I need to make some changes. And then everything started to shift, not only in my business, but as well in my personal life. I then heard about Tony Robbins, and I went to Tony Robbins events. And it has been a journey to be able to understand, to learn, to decide who I am, who I want to be, to let go of the things that didn't work out the way that I wanted to.
Right.
And we see that all the time. We say growing is painful. And yeah, it is painful.
It is painful. But for some reason, you have to go through these things in order to get to some of those goals. Tell me what is, seguro que sí, porque esto es lo que la gente no ve, nada, la gente nada más te ve, por ejemplo, vamos a hablar, la gente nada más te ve viajando, o piensa que tú lo tienes todo, que nunca ha pasado trabajo.
I wish.
Y tú lo tienes todo ahora, pero no fue de una vez.
Y ni siquiera ahora. Yo pienso que la vida es un constante challenge. De hecho, cuando nosotros pensamos que lo tenemos todo, el mundo, Dios, el universo, en lo que creamos, nos va a hacer un jamaquión.
Ajá.
Y nos va a decir, mira, muchacha, o sea, let's go back to ground zero. Y de hecho así me siento ahora. Siento que estoy en una etapa de mi vida donde todo está como movido. y yo necesito saber qué yo quiero hacer long term, dónde me veo. And what is the next step for me?
So right now, Luz, when you have the brokerage, everything is fine with the brokerage. Did you have your own team, or did you just decide, let me just keep on building the brokerage?
No. When I first started, I decided it was a brokerage. I have no idea about any teams.
Right.
So I will say maybe 3 years ago, I decided to build a brokerage inside a team inside my brokerage.
Right.
So now I have both structure. I have the broker side and I have the team. And I'm building the team. It takes time, like everything takes time, takes a lot of effort, a lot of dedication. And I also want to live. I want to live this life that I have created for myself, and finding the balance, as we talked when we met in New York, it might be challenged, but it can be done.
Yes, because one of the things that I admire the most from you is that you have taken time for your personal life, for work, and we are, as you said, we are trying to find the balance. I don't think no one has the perfect balance.
No, perfect doesn't exist.
Exactly.
We said all the time, perfect doesn't exist. Progress over perfection. I think that that's life. Every single day we have to wake up with feeling grateful that we were able to open our eyes, that God gave us another opportunity for us to try and for us to live our brand into this world, and to be able to touch as many people as we can and to serve as many people as we can, and allow our journey and our experience to be able to contribute to others. Because as you said at the beginning, some people might be in a very difficult and challenging situation where they feel that their world is falling apart. I know, I've been there, when I have felt that nothing makes sense.
Yes.
But then, life turns.
How do you do it? I know I've had times where it's so hard, and how do you get yourself out there? How do you decide, I'm gonna get out of bed, I'm gonna get it done?
As being Dominican, we grew up, very Catholic. And I think it would be very rare to find a Dominican that doesn't believe in God. For me, God is my strength. Like those days when I feel that everything is falling apart, that nothing is right, that my life is a disaster, that I'm doing everything wrong, I turn to Him. And I always said, I am your child. And I know that you are always there for me and to protect me.
Absolutely. I believe that. One of the things that I want to touch on, because you are also very fortunate because you have a lot of friends, and we need to talk about not being alone and not also being afraid to have friends, because sometimes it might not be family, but there are some friends that are. And I think that you have a lot of those people.